It is November 23rd, 2022. It is the evening before Thanksgiving, which is the national holiday here in the States. Canada actually has Thanksgiving on another day. But I wanted to share some things about Thanksgiving with you all. Most of us, as we get ready to celebrate Thanksgiving, it's associated with a big meal. A lot of times, it's one of the few times you see your family, Thanksgiving and Christmas. The kids normally watch the Macy's Parade Thanksgiving, where they see Santa Claus for the first time of the year. And in the afternoon, after everybody got done eating, you'll have your college football games. But Thanksgiving is a lot more than that. And I wanted to share some interesting facts with you. At the first Thanksgiving, turkey actually was not served. The other fowl, which is mentioned, like duck, goose, and even swans. Also about that first Thanksgiving, things weren't always so peaceful between the Pilgrims and, I'm gonna massacre this name, the Wampanoag tribe. The chief of that tribe, I'm gonna mess this name up too, Massasoit, had actually brokered a peace in 1620 between his tribe and the Pilgrims. And that lasted until he died. And then, of course, when the chief's son took over, there was more fighting again. But at that first Thanksgiving, you had, in 1612, you had 100 people who attended that. And it was a 3-day feast, supposed to celebrate the first successful harvest of the Pilgrims. And it is said that the Pilgrims and the natives during this time, they, of course, had game. Most of it had to do with marksmanship. Some other interesting things associated with Thanksgiving and the turkey. Of course, everybody probably heard that Ben Franklin wanted the turkey as a national bird. And I'm just grateful that that didn't happen. Everybody knows that Lincoln, President Abraham Lincoln, in 1864, passed the Proclamation 118, which declared Thanksgiving an official national holiday. And initially, and I remember this when I was growing up, is that it was generally celebrated on the third Thursday of the month of November, which actually gave people more shopping days toward Christmas, but of course this upset the coaches of the college football teams, so it got moved towards the fourth Friday of the month. Something which, I look at this and it's just amusing. Somebody had actually gifted President Calvin Coolidge a raccoon to be used in his Thanksgiving dinner. And he just couldn't stand the idea of eating a raccoon, so he actually pardoned the raccoon, which leads up to, nowadays the current president, they always pardon the turkey. President George W.H. Bush was the first president to pardon a Thanksgiving turkey. Another interesting fact is that in 1857, James Pierpont composed the song Jingle Bells, which initially was supposed to be a Thanksgiving song. But it became so popular, it just fell in with the rest of the Christmas songs. Now, you may have all heard about why everybody all feels so sleepy on Thanksgiving, and it's always been blamed on the turkey, saying the tryptophan in the turkey is what's make you sleepy. That turns out is misinformation. The fact, you could be eating anything. The fact of eating, because normally at Christmas and Thanksgiving, you gorge yourself. It's what you do, because there's so much food, so much delicious food, you can't help yourself. You have to eat it all. And by the time you're done, you're so bloated. And that's why people get sleepy. It's not that because the turkey, it's because of the amount of food that you ingested. Now, for the serious part of this video, it's Thanksgiving in its modern thing. It's not about gorging yourself. It's not about watching the football games or even the parades or whatever. What Thanksgiving is supposed to be is in its name. To be thankful. The first Thanksgiving was as a celebration of how thankful they were that they had successful harvest. Thanksgiving is a time to sit back and ponder. And if you're in a family that does this, you go around the table asking everybody what they're thankful for. The time to sit back and reflect, just what are you thankful for? The number one thing is that you woke up in the morning. That God opened your eyes and let you live another day. It doesn't matter if the day turns out great or if it was lousy, you woke up to experience that day. Also need to be thankful if you are able to have food that you can provide for you and your family. Also need to be thankful that you have a roof over your head. It doesn't matter if you live in a small one-room apartment or if you live in a mansion. That one room or that mansion or whatever you have in between protects you from the elements. Be thankful that you have your family. or your friends or whoever you spend your time with. Because sometimes you might be the only person living in a particular area. Your family might be scattered across the country. But you're there and you're but a phone call away, and you'd be thankful for them. If you sit back and reflect, you could probably go all day of things for which you are thankful for. It's real easy to complain about the things you don't have or the things that you want. But it should be even easier to thank God for everything you do have. We need to be thankful for men and women in uniform, stationed here in the States and overseas. Because these are the ones who help us to keep our freedom so we can celebrate days like Thanksgiving. We need to be thankful for the ones who came before, from the very beginning of the history of our country till now. And there are many men and women who don't really get to observe the holidays like we do. Doctors, nurses, paramedics, police and fire departments. Sometimes you might find a small store which is still open, so you can get that last minute thing so you can find your ingredients for your meal. You also need to take time to think about those people who have no place to go during this time, who are out there in the cold. So if you can, volunteer a mission, help them get their Thanksgiving dinner. To see somebody out in the cold, give them a blanket or a coat you no longer use. Make them a sandwich. There's a lot of people out there who are a lot worse off than what we think we are. And we need to thank God, not just on Thanksgiving, but every day, for everything that He provides for us. So as we go into this Thanksgiving, we need to go in with open eyes, open minds, and open hearts. And so, on this note, I want to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving. God bless.